You know this song? Sundara Kundara Nina Vishala.
I don't know how good I can play on the
Just play it. So it's a song by Vasudeva Ghosh. Performance with the young gopis in the forest of Madhuvan. These dances, Bipin Bihari, who love to sport in the forest. Radhe Shyam, Shyam, Shyam.
You heard the cows in the company of cowherd boys. You, the monarch of the Yadu dynasty, thus wander from forest to forest, carrying a black blanket draped over your shoulder. Radhe Shyam, Shyam.
Because you, O Murari, repeatedly steal fresh butter from the homes of the women of Raj and secretly eat it, they have named you Makan Chor, the butter thief. Radhe Shyam, Shyam, Shyam.
One day you curbed the pride of Indra by lifting the great mountain Govardhan upon the tip of your fingernail, thus winning for yourself the name Giridhari. Radhe Shyam, Shyam, Shyam.
You did not accept the sumptuous feast of the wicked Duryodhan, but took the coarse food offered by your devotee Vidur. Therefore, you are worshipped by love and not by mere rituals. Radhe Shyam, Shyam, Shyam.
To bestow mercy upon Draupadi, you, the lord of the forest, supplied unlimited cloth to protect her from the shame, while the assembly of men and women looked on. Radhe Shyam, Shyam, Shyam.
You deliver each of your devotees in unique ways. Alas, we who are bereft of devotion are standing here outside your door. Please favorably receive the news of our presence. Hare Shyam, Shyam, Shyam.
You were the driver of Arjun's chariot, and on the battlefield you gave Arjuna the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita. During the fight you exhibited your form as the wielder of the discus Sudarshana. Radhe Shyam, Shyam, Shyam.
Shri Vasudeva Ghosh ki, Shri Radhe Shyam ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayesh Bhapadrishu Nityam Bhagavata Sivaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakinandana Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. See which verse I'm supposed to.
SB 24:13 48.
48, okay. So text number 48, chapter 24, canto 8, entitled Matsya, the Lord's Fish Incarnation. Yatseva yagyeriva rudra rodhanam.
Yatsevya yagner ivarudra rodhanam.
Puman vijayan maram atmanastamaha.
Puman vijayan malam atmanastama.
Bhajetavanam nijameshav sovyayo.
Bhajetavarnam nijamesha soavyayo.
Bhuyat saisha paramukuror guru.
Bhuya saisha paramo gurur guru.
Yatsiva yagneriva rudra rodhanam.
Yatsevya yagner ivarudra rodhanam.
Puman vijahyan maram atmanastama.
Puman vidyan malam atmanastama.
Bhajetavanam nijamesha sovyayo.
Bhajetavarnam nijamesha avyayo.
Bhuyat saisha paramuguror guru.
Bhuya saisha paramo gurur guru.
Yatseva yagneriva rudra rodhanam.
Yatsevya yagner ivarudra rodhanam.
Puman vijahyan maram atmanastama.
Puman vidyan malam atmanastama.
Bhajetavanam nijamesha sovyayo.
Bhajetavarnam nijamesha avyayo.
Bhuyat saisha paramuguror guru.
Bhuya saisha paramo gurur guru. Yatsevya yagner ivarudra rodhanam.
Yatseva yagneriva rudra rodhanam.
Puman vidyan malam atmanastama.
Puman vijahyan maram atmanastama.
Bhajetavarnam nijamesha so avyayo.
Bhajetavanam nijamesha sovyayo.
Bhuya saisha paramo gurur guru.
Bhuyat saisha paramuguror guru. Yatseva yagneriva rudra rodhanam. Puman vijahyan maram atmanastama. Bhajetavanam nijamesha soyayo.
Bhuyat saisa parama gurur guru.
Bhuyat saisha paramuguror guru. Word for word. Yatsevaya,
Yatsevaya,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
by serving whom?
by serving whom?
Agni,
Agnehe,
in touch with fire,
in touch with fire,
evil
evil
as it is.
as it is.
Rudra rodhanam,
Rodhanam, Rudra Rodhanam,
a block of silver or gold becomes purified. Yeah, really good. Puman, a person.
person,
Vijahyat,
Yat,
can give up.
evil,
Malam,
Mala,
all the dirty things of material existence.
all the dark things of material existence.
Atmanaha,
Atmanaha,
of one's self.
of oneself.
Tamaha, the mode of ignorance
The mode of ignorance,
by which one performs pious and impious activities.
by which one perform pious and impious activities.
Bhajita,
Bhajita,
may revive.
may revive.
Varnam,
Varnam,
his original identity.
his original identity.
Nijam,
Nijam,
one's own.
one's own.
Esha,
Isha,
such.
such.
Saha,
Saha,
he.
he.
Avyaya,
Vaya,
inexhaustible.
inexhaustible.
Bhuyat,
Vaya,
let him become.
him becomes.
Sa,
So,
ich.
he.
Isha,
Isa,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Rama,
Paramaha,
the Supreme.
the Supreme.
Guru Guru,
Guru, Guru,
the spiritual master of all other spiritual masters.
the spiritual master of all the other spiritual masters.
Translation by Stephen Grace. Abhaishran Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. 1. Who wants to be free of material entanglement should take to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and give up the contamination of ignorance involving pious and impious activities. Thus, one regains his original identity, just as a block of gold or silver sheds all dirt and becomes purified when treated with fire. May that inexhaustible Supreme Personality of Godhead become our spiritual master, for He is the original spiritual master of all other spiritual masters. Purport. In human life, one is meant to undergo austerity to purify one's existence. Yes. Tapodivyam putrakan yena savam shudyat. This is 551 from Rishabhadev. Canto 5, chapter 5, verse 1. It means human life is meant for the purpose of austerity. Because of contamination by the modes of material nature, one continues in the cycle of birth and death. Karanam guna sangosya sadasadyoni janmasu. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 22. By the contact, the Sanskrit meaning is by the contact of the gunas, then one starts to take birth in different species. Therefore, the purpose of human life is to purify oneself of this contamination so that one can regain his spiritual form and not undergo this cycle of birth and death. The recommended process of decontamination is devotional service to the Lord. There are various processes for self-realization, such as karma, jnana, and yoga. None of them is equal to the process of devotional service. As gold and silver can be freed from all dirty contamination by being put into a fire, but not merely by being washed, the living entity can be awakened to his own identity by performing devotional service, yat sevaya, but not by karma, jnana, or yoga. Cultivation of spiritual knowledge or practice of yogic gymnastics will not be helpful. We'll stop there, chant the Mangalacharan, and we will continue further if time permits. Om Agyan Timirandasya Garangara Sharakaya Chakchurminitam Yena Tasmei Shigurave Namaha Shitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Yena Bhuthare Saimbupam Kadamayam Datati Svapadam Tikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shriuttapadakamaram Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savarutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Cha E Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tata Kanchana Gaurangi Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Anchakarpatarubhyasha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. So one thing is important in this verse is that we can accomplish pious activities in the mode of ignorance. So it can be a mystery because when we generally think about ignorance, it means impious activities. But Actually, when we speak about this world, it means ignorance, and then some gradation of ignorance. Good, or let's say little ignorance, medium ignorance, or heavy ignorance. So when we, for example, talk about the cow, we say generally the cow is in the mode of goodness. But we say animals are in the mode of ignorance. So the cow is to be understood to be primarily in the mode of ignorance with a tinge of goodness. Similarly, in this world, whatever action we do, which is connected to birth and death, which is connected to karma, is primarily in ignorance with a tinge of different colors, like goodness. So, Prabhupada says also something really important. He says, there are various processes for self-realization, such as karma, jnana, and yoga. So we understand that those processes are called indirect processes. They are supposed to bring one to the process of pure devotional service. Actually, karma, jnana, and yoga are potent only because there is a little tinge of bhakti inside. The power of bhakti inside karma, jnana, and yoga make them fruitful. Without bhakti, karma, jnana, and yoga will not bring opulences, knowledge, and cities respectively. So, we can find this verse, we can find the verse related to that in Bhagavad Gita. If one wants to approach the Lord quickly by doing austerities but as less as possible, then you have to take the direct processes. Krishna says in the 12th chapter, Kleshodikatarastesham avyakta cheta chetasam. If you want to take to the indirect path of impersonalism, then be ready to take on yourself klesha, miseries. But Krishna says as well, this process of devotional service is easy compared to that. Not as easy as we would like, because Manushyanam Sahasreshu, we still take millions of lives to come to the stage of pure bhakti. Why? Not because it's so difficult, but because it's rare. Devotees are rare, and that's why it's difficult to come to the platform of pure devotional service. But once we met a devotee, then we took the elevator instead of going around and around by the stairs through the indirect path. So, Aruya Krishnera Param Padam Tata. Once you have achieved the supreme destination through indirect processes, then you have a chance to fall down again. Therefore, if you don't rely on the form, the mercy of the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then you have more chance to fall down and again rotate in this matter world. By addressing the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of a fish, Satyavatra Raj assures himself of more mercy than he could have expected. Satyavatra Raj, who is now I think so, if I'm not mistaken, offering the prayers. Yes, it's verse 46. Shri Rajo Vacha, the king said. So he's now addressing the Lord and he glorifies him. Before Satyavatra Raj was what we call a Brahmavadi, so someone who is interested by impersonalism. But now he sees the activities of the Lord as a fish and is marveled. And the Lord is giving him mercy. Mercy of what? To discover the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The activities to be the witness firsthand in the boat of those marvelous attributes of the Lord. 1,300,000 kilometers. That's the size of Matsya. So it's big. Golden color, horn, Vasuki as reins. So it's marvelous. And one couple of each species in the boat, plus Saptarishis and many devotees there, hear hymns and the discussion of Satyavrata and Matsya. Can you imagine what a marvel? Satyavrata before that has never seen such a thing. So in some scriptures, in the Narayana Mahatmya, I was reading yesterday that the Lord, when he descends, he has no goal. Even though we know Dharma samstapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge, when I descend in this world, age by age, is to, fulfills three principles: protect the devotees, kill the miscreants, establish the religious principles. But some part of the Vedas says when the Lord is coming down, it's merely without any goal. What is the Lord doing in this world when he descends? It's just out of bliss, like the dancing of a madman. So the Lord is totally fulfilled, is self-satisfied, atmaram, atmakam, and therefore when he descends, he has nothing to fulfill. When actually this world is the expression of happiness of the Lord. And this world is meant to extend the varieties of his activities. And Satyavata is here witnessing one of the many multifold activities of the Lord. You have to understand that there is, in the bhagavatam it says, there is as many incarnations as waves in the ocean. There is many incarnations. There could be even maybe the mosquito incarnation, something like that. And not only that, but in each incarnation, for example, let's take the Matsya incarnation. The incarnation itself appears in different forms. When the Lord appears as a fish with 4 hands, is a different fish incarnation. When he went to kill, I think, Ayagriva as the fish incarnation, we were reading in this chapter at the beginning. Before to come in that form of a fish, the Lord came in another form for another purpose. So in one species, the Lord can appear differently and do different things as well. So there is limitless activities for the Lord, because in each kalpa, the Lord will do the things differently than here. So even for one incarnation, as the fish avatar, there is already unlimited things to say. If we would have access to the Bhagavad Puran or the Vedas in the heavenly planets, which is more bigger, then we will have many more activities. We have also still the Matsya Puran, one of the 18 Puran, and we can still dig many more pastimes of the Lord in the form of a fish. So imagine, and Satyavatra, who was an impersonalist, is now the witness of such a marvel, such a mercy. So devotional service is based on mercy. The other paths, such as karma, jnana, and yoga, are based on one's endeavor. By relying on the mercy of the Lord, we get quick access to His abode. By relying on our own endeavor, we get fallible results and temporary conditioning. So, as gold and silver, Prabhupada said in the purport, can be freed from all dirty contamination. One can awaken by the fire of bhakti. What is the fire that Prabhupada is speaking about? That purifies the gold of our spiritual identity to make it shining again. This is the fire of bhakti. And the gold and the silver, which is mentioned in the analogy of this verse, is the soul. And let's say, I could continue a little bit further on this metaphor and say, the soul is shining like sun, like 1,000 suns. But if we want to attain the gold state, let's say we are now brilliant like silver. If you want to have the gold state of the soul, then we need our spiritual identity. And this is bestowed as well by the Lord when He is satisfied by our services. So, the word Varna. Now I'm going on to the second paragraph. The word Varna refers to the luster of one's original identity. The original luster of gold or silver is brilliant. Similarly, the original luster of the living entities, who is part of the Satchinanda Vigraha, is the luster of Ananda, of pleasure. Ananda Mayobhyasat. A living entity has the right to become Anandamaya, joyful, because he is part of the Satchinanda Vigraha, Krishna. So, just quick stop here. There is five steps of Maya or Ananda. There is Anamaya, when we take pleasure through the food. There is Pranamaya, when we take pleasure through others. There is Manamaya, when we take pleasure in the mind. There is Vijnanamaya, when we take pleasure in spiritual knowledge, spiritual truth, the Brahman, when we are self-satisfied and we are cognizant of our own spiritual eternal identity. And there is here what Prabhupada says, not those four lower kind of Ananda. We want Satchit Ananda Vigraha. And Satchit Ananda Vigraha means spiritual form full of bliss, cognizance. So we are looking for that, but we do not find any equivalent capable of satisfying the soul, any equivalent compared to the bliss of spiritual practice. So there is a philosopher that we often quote. He says, if I'm desiring something which is not found in this world, then I have to assume that I'm not coming from this world. If I'm looking for a type of happiness which is eternal, limitless, infallible, full, ever fresh, then I have to assume that nothing is like that in this world. So if everybody is naturally looking for something outside of this world, then the conclusion must be, I'm not from this world. So that's what we call ignorance. When we try to find a good thing, happiness, in the wrong place. So Prabhupada continues, why should the living entity be put into tribulation because of dirty contamination by the material modes of nature? The living entity should become purified and regain his svarupa, his original identity. This he can do only by devotional service. Therefore, one should adopt the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is described here as Lord Guru, spiritual master of all other spiritual masters. Evam param param pita, imam raja shayo viduhu. Which time there is a problem, I descend and I establish the principles of religion. Therefore, Krishna, in our parampara, in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, is the first name in the parampara. Then he gives initiation through the Karma Gayatri to Brahma. And then Brahma initiates, or he becomes the Shiksha Guru of Narada Muni. Have you ever heard in the scriptures who is the Diksha Guru of Narada Muni? Someone knows? That's usually a hidden fact, but it's a fun fact. Brahma is the Shiksha Guru of Narada, but in the scriptures it's mentioned that Shiva is the Diksha Guru of Narada. So, in this way we see the parampara being protected by Krishna himself. That's why even though through history there were many invasion, colonization and attacks from outside, from foreigners in India, still the tradition is preserved better than in any other countries. Because the tradition, even though despite being the oldest, the Sanskrit being the oldest spoken language, is still being read. When we compare to the Aramean, then it's not spoken anymore. It has been lost. So Krishna is really taking care of the Vedas, of the Paramparas, to be sure that we can achieve devotional service by sending people, preserving the scriptures for the people who are sent to refer to the scriptures, and for us to do our own journey. So even though we may not have the fortune to contact the Supreme Lord personally, the Lord's representative is as good as the Lord himself. I'm just stopping there. When you read the Lilamrita, then in Prabhupada Lilamrita, you find the first initiation of Prabhupada given to Brahmananda and Kirtanananda and others. There were Brahmananda, Kirtanananda.
Not the first one.
Is not the first Kirtanananda? He is.
No, not the first.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure. Good question. Anyway, okay.
Then
Hayagriva.
Yes, Hayagriva. Then Prabhupada said, after giving the beads, after the fire, he says, no, you have to worship me like God.
That was before initiation.
It was before initiation?
Yeah, so they are confused and they went to Kirtanananda was available in...
Yeah, he was in the hospital and they went to Kirtanananda and they said, Swamiji says we have to worship him as God. I'm not sure about that. No, he's saying he's God. Are you sure? So they are all confused and they don't know if they have to be initiated or not. And they come back to Prabhupada and they want to ask him some question. So Prabhupada, are you God? How are we supposed to worship you as God? And Prabhupada says, not that I'm God. You have to worship me like God, the representative. This confusion was there at the beginning. And Prabhupada did not give any hint for them to comprehend the things. He was expecting them to not accept blindly what he says, but ask for more information, for more precision. That's what the disciple is supposed to do when he receives some information like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore gives a definition of Guru. Yalidika Tarika Krishna Upadesh Amara Agyana Ada Itesh Kabu Nabadibe Tomara Vishaya Taranga Punara Pietani Pabe Mura Shanga. Wherever you are, whatever person you find, speak about Krishna. In this way, you will be protected and I will be always residing in your heart with you, despite you being householder engaged in material activities. That's the promise of the Lord. The bona fide Guru is he who advised the disciples exactly in accordance with the principles spoken by Krishna. The bona fide Guru is he who has accepted Krishna as Guru. This is the Guru Parampara system. The original Guru is Vyasadeva because he is the speaker of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad bhagavatam, when everything spoken relates to Krishna. Therefore, Guru Puja is known as Vyasa Puja. In the final analysis, the original Guru is Krishna, his disciple is Narada, his disciple is Vyasa. In this way, we gradually come in touch with the Guru Parampara. One cannot become a Guru if he does not know what the personality of Godhead, Krishna, his incarnations, wants. Yeah, it's clear. If you want to know me completely, then you have to worship me. The mission of the Guru is the mission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to spread Krishna Consciousness all over the world. Shri Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srimad Avatar ki, Itai Gaur Premanande. Any question? It's 9 o'clock. It's Prasadam time. I won't mind if you have no question. One, two, three.
Okay, I have a question.
That's right.
The question is regarding Diksha and Shiksha. So, which is more important, or which is more important?
Both are important
Yes.
because formal initiation is called Diksha in front of the fire. So the fire is the witness of your vows. So by pronouncing vows in front of the witness, the fire, the Lord in the form of fire, then you take a vow in front of the Lord. You take a vow to surrender, express it formally, and this is accepted and validated by the priest and the spiritual master. So when we do Diksha, this is really important, even though it's a formality. Because the real Diksha is not the vow, the words or the syllables that we pronounce, but the intention residing within the heart. So I may actually do like Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita when I'm in front of the fire yagya. I may say, I'm surrendering. Shishyastiham, sadimam, dvam, drapanaham, surrender. Then, just after he says, I shall not fight. Even though Krishna told him, you speak like a fool. But later on, the process of being a disciple, asking questions, hearing and chanting, makes Arjuna becomes a qualified disciple. And he will fight for Krishna. He will not flee in the forest. So the process of surrender is a gradual thing. So the real initiation is when we are decided. So now I come to the answer. Shiksha means you actually do tadvidi pranipatena, pariprashnena sevaya. That's the essence of the guru-disciple relationship. A diksha is a shiksha, but the diksha without shiksha is not going to help you as much as if you give services, if you listen, if you hear, question. Tadvidi pranipatena. If you want to understand the absolute truth, Krishna, then first, Tadvidi pranipatena, you have to approach him. Then, pariprashnena sevaya. Pariprashnena means inquiring. So the business of the guru is not to just put a disciple in front of the fire and say, okay, now it's done, you have to take your vows, bye-bye. It can be done like that due to some circumstances. But for the disciple to grow organically, naturally, he should have someone to inquire from. And he should have someone who guides him, especially in the matter, Prabhupada said in this verse, we should acquire a spiritual identity. And therefore, there is a long path toward gaining a spiritual identity. What should we do? Prabhupada says in the last sentence of the purport, the mission of the Guru is the mission to spread Krishna consciousness. So the Guru is there to also answer our inquiries regarding preaching, service to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Pariprashnena, Padekshantite, Sevaya, we have to serve. So action. Then the more we serve the Guru, the more we see how he behaves, and the more we get punya, bhakti. So Shiksha is the content of the Guru, and Diksha is the shell. The shell, the coconut shell, and Shiksha is the inside.
So what the shell is for? I'm just wondering, because you use an analogy, but I don't
The shell is meant to contain the rest.
Otherwise, it's just bread.
Otherwise, if you don't take formal vows in front of the Lord, in front of the Guru, then you may say, anyway, I don't have to listen to you. You are not my Guru.
You may say that.
You may say that.
But you're not. And so my question...
So Shiksha is more important because this is the content.
So
understand?
I want to ask you another question. So is Shiksha enough to attain perfection?
In this age of Kali, it says that the Hare Nama mantra is potent enough. But in this age of Kali, we are all fallen. So if you consider yourself exceptionally qualified, then you may not need a guru. But if you consider yourself one amongst the fallen, I'm just saying that, then you can take Diksha.
But I'm asking about Shiksha. Is Shiksha enough?
Saying the Nama Prabhu is the main Shiksha in the
I'm not talking Shiksha about a person, not just holy name.
holy name is a person.
No, yes. But
So holy name, and the Guru is just the carrier of the holy name in this age. He's just there to instruct you or to dive into the journey of the holy name. Because The Lord will reveal Himself through the holy name, and the Guru main's business is to help you to develop the relationship with the holy name and to spread the holy name. So Shiksha is essentially is the main thing. But Diksha makes you stronger. Because once you take Diksha, there is advantages, huge advantages. You now belongs to a God family. So that means you have got brothers to help you, to carry you, to guide you. You are not alone anymore, just between you and the Guru. You basically broaden the scope of your family. When you do Diksha, then the spiritual master, by your commitment, is eager to reciprocate by committing himself to you. Whereas generally, it will not be like that, but that's like that. It's natural. When the Guru has many disciples, whom he favors in first, the Diksha disciples, and then the others. So if you want to have close affinity and intimate relationship, easy access to someone you admire as a spiritual figure, then it's good to take Diksha. Because he will, by your commitment, he will be pushed or inspired to take extra care of you. So you have extra blessing, God family, so more sadhu sangha, perfect. And not only that, but then the last advantage of, I can say, Diksha, aside from deity worship, cooking, and many more services, is that when you take Diksha, you take the full potency of the holy name. That means the advancement of your spiritual master in chanting will be bestowed upon you. That means you will have more powerful chanting. You will have, let's say, extra energy in your chanting. By serving him, by pleasing him, all his credit, bhakti credit, will be transferred into your chanting. So that's what Prabhupada explained in the bhagavatam, in one purport.
Nice.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
Because now you are serving the Vaishnava, you take credit, etc. You're serving Krishna, you enhance your holy name. When you please the spiritual master, then all the advancement he has in his chanting is channeling that into your chanting. The more he's pleased, the more you are linked to the power of the Guru, and the more your chanting is also electrified, intensified.
So does Diksha depend, the efficiency of Diksha depends on the advancement of one?
Pleasing the spiritual master.
Does it depend on the advancements of the spiritual master also?
The more the Diksha is advanced, the more you will receive potency. You remember, because Diksha means by pleasing him, he's transferring his bhakti to you.
Mm-hmm.
So the more he has bhakti, the more he can give to you. That's simple as that. So we generally understand a Madhyam Adhikari can take you to Madhyam level, a Uttama Adhikari can take you to Uttama level. It's like that. I think that was a long elaboration.
I have a fun question.
Yes?
Why Diksha is important? Why we cannot serve Krishna like that? Why it's important?
Can someone repeat?
The same things we are discussing.
Okay, sorry.
Well, I did a list, huh?
Another point if you want.
Yes.
We have so many scriptures and so many verses.
Mm-hmm.
So in this natural world, it is a very natural thing for everyone to get confused.
Mm-hmm.
As we have the Achinta Vedavata, you will find the same contradiction in the same scripture also, maybe in the same verse also.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, there's the psychology of our human. We get confused somehow today or tomorrow. You must be confused. Maybe you are strong today, there is no guarantee that you won't be confused later. That's why also we need a spiritual master. If we think by our just speculative power, then something may appear to us very natural and devotional, but that maybe that's not like that. So for that also we need a spiritual master, so that we get a clear clarification in our thoughts also.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's true. That's maybe one more reason to have a spiritual master and to take Diksha, is you will take more care of your progress in spiritual life, and you will be ready to be there for you, to guide you in your different doubts and obstacles. He is here to clear the path. So this material world is full of danger at every step, and we need someone to clear the path for us. By ourselves, we may stumble, fall down. So it's better to have someone to carry our hand and bring us to Krishna easily. Srimad bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
But then among God brothers, they have the same potency because they have the same spiritual master. It depends how they please him, but if they please him equally, like Prabhupada disciples, they all have, if they're sincere, they have the same potency. And they have the same potency between each other.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
As long as you have an empowered spiritual master, by pleasing him, you can become equally empowered. Because the blessing of the Parampara can fall on you. But we don't start on the same journey. We don't start on the same level. Some of Prabhupada's disciples may have begun their spiritual journey way back, and some are maybe starting now. A different case. Everybody is unique, you know. So in the God family, you may see some people, they are already really advanced when they become initiated, and some start really on a lower platform. But by sincerity, they can receive equal amount of mercy.
Okay, Prashadam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare.